Hey everybody, this is Collector Dude. I'm back. I'm going to do one more installment in the Stan Lee universe, Marvel Universe book. I love this book. This is really cool. I got this at Half Price Books, and I love going through it, and hopefully you like it too. I do my best with the reading and everything, and then I love to play what Stan Lee says over here on the recording thing. So it is really cool, but this is the book here, Stan Lee's Marvel Universe. Listen to Stan Lee comment on 50 legendary Marvel moments. This is really cool. So here we go. I'm going to start off with this one. This is moment 8. I'm jumping around a little bit just to get stuff so you can see what Stan did. I'll try to get through the whole book though. But this is moment 8. Thor the Mighty and the Stone Men from Saturn. Journey into Mystery. I'd love to get this book here. That'd be cool. So we got, this is a 12-cent book. Number 83, Journey into Mystery. Introducing the Mighty Thor, the most exciting superhero of all time. Begin the saga of Thor in this issue. So there we go. It occurred to me we hadn't done a god. That's what he said. We'll get to that after I read some of this book here, down here, so you can see what this says. This is Journey into Mystery, number 83, August 1962. A comic book superhero is a bit like a god, so maybe it was inevitable that, in mid-1962, Goodman's Comic Company introduced a superhero who really was a god, a Norse god, to be precise. At the beginning of 1962, Stan Lee was busy. From being poised to quit comics forever, less than a year earlier, he was now editing and writing 2 superhero titles, Fantastic Four and The Incredible Hulk, as well as overseeing and often scripting the company's other titles, from Millie the Model to Kid Colt Outlaw. To make things worse, Martin Goodman wanted more superheroes. In the publisher's profit-oriented eyes, if one superhero comic was doing well, 5 would do even better. The one writer Stan could count on to ease his burden in those days was his brother Larry Lieber. Larry, a dozen years younger than Stan, had started at Timely as an artist, but Stan remembered Larry was a great letter writer and decided he should do some scripting. Stan would give him a written plot, which Larry would turn into a script. And that's the way it went with the Mighty Thor, with the added element of incredible Jack Kirby artwork. That's cool. From Doc to Heartthrob. Thor was the Norse thunder god reimagined as a superhero complete with hammer. The magic hammer conjured up rain, snow, or tornado. It allowed Thor to fly in a fashion it could smash through almost anything, and when thrown, it always returned to Thor's hand. In civilian life, Thor was Donald Blake, an emaciated American physician with a bad leg. Not that Blake let his handicap slow him down. On page 1 of Journey into Mystery number 83, he is vacationing in Norway, hiking with the aid of his cane, startled to see a flying saucer land and several towering men made of stone emerge from it. Well, wouldn't you be startled? He flees, dropping his cane. Taking refuge in a cave, he finds a gnarled wooden stick he tries to use to pry a huge boulder out of his way. But when he strikes the boulder with the stick, let's jump over here, he suddenly finds himself transformed into Thor, and the stick changes into a hammer, whose inscription reads, "Whosoever holds this hammer, if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor." Yes, the inscription is even enclosed in quotation marks with a dramatic ellipsis before Thor. Great sense of theater, those Norse deities. Naturally, Thor soon sends the stone men to Saturn's scurrying home. Thor represented something both old and new in this stellar cast that Stan, Jack, and company were creating. In Fantastic Four and Hulk, the major heroes had been grotesqueries the exact opposites of the standard superheroes of yore. But Thor was handsome. Handsome. Heck, he was darn near beautiful. And that word, if that word can be applied to a superhero, his face and form were those of an idolized Adonis or Hercules. The flaring white wings on his helmet were as graceful as a true hawk's, and his flowing golden hair swirled in the winds he created with his hammer. This odd mixture of standard good looks and unfashionably long hair contributed to what was unique and important about the mighty Thor. He was, in one way, Stan and crew's first throwback to superheroes of the likes of Superman, Batman, Captain Marvel, even Captain America. After all, not all of Marvel's heroes could be ugly, or it would be monotonous. Stan had to see if his new spin on the superhero would also work on one who resembled, even epitomized, the regulation model. It worked. Thor was a hit. The old school superheroes were back, and the mighty Thor was, in some ways, the most super of them all. That's cool. Let me jump back here and see what this says here. Thor's Roots. The gods and goddesses of classical mythology had figured in comic books since the very beginning, and Thor was a particular fave. Thor God of Thunder had cavorted in 1940 issues of Victor Fox's Weird Comics, swinging his hammer and wearing a horned helmet. He even had a secret identity, Grant Farrell. When famed timely team Joe Simon and Jack Kirby produced Captain America Comics #1 near the turn of 1941, one of its backup features starred Hurricane, a god who was the son of Thor. In 1942, when Simon and Kirby took over Sandman for National DC's Adventure Comics, one of their efforts, the villain from Valhalla, featured a modern Thor in winged helmet and flowing red beard, wielding what was supposed to be Thor's hammer, though at story's end it turned out to be the bad guy was just a loony named Fairy Tales Fenton. One of Marvel's giant monster comics, Tales to Astonish #16, February 1961, had cover featured Thor the Unbelievable, a huge humanoid made of living stone that had been left on Earth 1,000,000 years ago. Then we get this guy. You mean like this? And then down here we got part of the story what they were talking about in the stuff I read already, the paragraphs I read. Our story opens on the windy coast of Norway, where we see a frail figure silhouetted against the bleak sky. He is Dr. Don Blake, an American vacationing in Europe. And as Dr. Blake turns and leaves the site, he doesn't see the strange alien spaceship which silently lands behind him. But ours is a drama decreed by the fates to be acted out. Nothing can stop it. Nothing can change it. Watch and see. Ah, at last we are on Earth. This atmosphere, it is so different from our own planet. That is to our advantage. On Saturn we are mighty beings, but here in this oxygen atmosphere, our strength is even greater. Behold how easily I lift this plant thing out of the ground. Cool. Now we're going over here where he finds this gnarled up piece of wood. It's a secret hammer, but there's nothing inside. It's a secret chamber, that's my mistake. It's a secret chamber, but there's nothing inside, except that gnarled wooden stick, like an ancient cane. I wonder, perhaps by using this as a lever, I can move that boulder. No, it isn't mad. I can feel my power bursting with power, body bursting with power, power such as I've never known. Wow, that'd be cool. The cane. It has become a mighty hammer, and I have been transformed into, wait, there are words inscribed on the hammer. Whosoever holds this hammer if he be worthy, shall possess the power of Thor. Wow. The hammer of Thor. Clang. You hit somebody. Wow, he looks shocked. What's in a name? Stan thought of his characters as family and took the liberty of giving them nicknames as a sign of his affection. Here are the favorites. Hulk. Old Greenskin, the Jolly Green Giant. Thor, Goldilocks. I think they had him call him that in the movie Avengers. That's pretty cool. Iron Man. Let's see, called him that. And then Point Break and stuff like that is pretty funny. Daredevil, Hornhead, DD. Spider-Man, Spidey, Webhead. Iron Man, Shellhead. Captain America, Cap. Submariner, Subby. And Doctor Strange, Doc. Okay, now we're going to go back and we're going to hear Stan the Man. Let's read everything else here. And this is cool. Let's go over to here and push this and go to number 10, which is, it says it's number 10. So go here and we'll listen to what he has to say.
Jack and I had already done the Hulk and the Fantastic Four and all these characters, and I was looking for something new. And it occurred to me we hadn't done a god. Well, most people had read all about the Greek gods and the Roman gods, but the Norse gods weren't as well known. So I figured, hey, why not do the Norse gods? And I thought Thor was probably the most dramatic of all because he had that magic hammer, and he was the most powerful one, and he was the god of thunder, and that just sounded so dramatic.
That's cool. All right, that's the end of that one. I think I'll stop there. The next one will be the Fantastic Four again. And we'll talk about that. But all right, I'll end it here. Thank you very much for watching. I'm going to try to keep them short so you can just like something quick to listen to when you're drawing or sitting at the table or something like that, or in your car or whatever. Just something real quick to listen to. Let me know if you want these to go longer, and if you like them, and if you don't like them, whatever you want to do. Thumbs up, thumbs down, subscribe, share. Just give me some pointers and any ideas of what you want me to do next. And if you have any ideas of any books that you want me to do, just write them in the comments. All right, I'm going to be doing more books and everything as I go. But thank you very much for watching, you guys. Thank you for your support, and you guys have a great day, and Collector Dude is out.